All right, people. Welcome to the nest of the Zazowskis. We are doing a video here on dimensional analysis, aka conversions, and this is what you get on the exam. And we have youngins here. It's Ella. Say hi, Ella.
Hi, I'm a math teacher now. Scoot.
Get out of here. Okay. And then just some units, so kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, just so you kind of get an idea between them. So it's like times 10, so 1,000, 100, 10.1, one like 1/10, 100th, 1,000. So we're going to talk about how to do this. This is fairly straightforward. Going from centimeters to meters, you're going to get smaller when you go to a bigger unit. So we're really going to divide by 100, right? There's our hundreds here, okay? So move the decimal place 2 spots, and we get 0.05. 3.2 meters to centimeters. This is going to get bigger. We're going to multiply by 100, and this is going to be 320, okay? From kilograms to grams. So this is our units to kilos, 1,000. This is times 1,000 to go to kilo. Okay, grams is 1 unit, kilos 1,000. So once again, you're gonna go from big to small. We're gonna increase. We just multiply times 1,000. Here we're gonna get 50,700, and we'll go over the fraction that we went over in class a little bit today in a second. All right. And then grams to kilograms, same thing. Here you're getting to a bigger unit, so it's going to get smaller. So we are going to divide by 1,000. Moves this 3 spots over. 0.03721. Okay. So let's talk about how we do that by multiplying by our fraction. So we take 5 centimeters, and what we want to do is we want to convert this into meters. So centimeters on the bottom, meters on the top, and then we're going to go pick our conversion factors. Remember, it's 100. Go from 1 to 100. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. And so we're going to get 5 over 100, which is then equal to 0.05. Okay. Here we got 3.2 meters. Okay. I'm going to convert this into centimeters. So meters on the bottom, centimeters on the top. 1 and 100. We multiply, and that's how we get that 320. Okay. 50.7 kilograms. We want to convert it into grams. So we're going to multiply. We want kilograms on the bottom, grams on the top, 1 kilogram, 1,000 grams. Then we're multiplying. And then same thing, 37.21. Here we have grams. We want to turn this into kilograms. So grams on the bottom, and then it's 1,000 on the bottom, 1 on the top. And that's how we're getting our answers from this. So this is 3, move over 2 spots is 320. We're going to move this over 3 spots. So, okay, we're going to get that. And here we're moving 3 spots to the left. So it's 0.03721. Okay, so down on the bottom, we're going to get a little bit tougher here. Ooh. So 2 meters per second into meters per hour. Actually, for our purposes, let's do centimeters per hour. So let's do one that's a little bit tougher, okay? So it's 2 meters per 1 second times. So we're going to turn the meters into centimeters. So we want meters on the bottom, centimeters on the top. So 1 meter, 100 centimeters times, and then same thing here. We want seconds and hours. So seconds up top, hours down below, 1 hour, and this is 3,600 seconds. Okay, so you can see it's 1 on the bottom, so it's going to be 1s all the way through. 2 times 100 times 3,600, and here we're going to get 7,002, and we should have 4 zeros here, which is 720,000, and that's centimeters per hour. If you're just doing the first part, this would just be 100 meters per hour. Sorry, 7,200 meters per hour. We just drop off 2 zeros here. All right, same thing here, 3 feet per 1 second times it by. We want to convert. So let's convert yards into feet. So feet on the bottom, we get rid of feet. Yards is left over, yards on the top. So 1 yard is 3 feet. And then we want to convert seconds into minutes. So we want seconds on top, minutes on the bottom. So seconds cancel. And then it's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now, the 3's are going to essentially divide out. So 3 times 60 is 180. over 3, which is just my 60, and then this is 60 yard. All right. Number 2, we'll get into this question a little bit later because there is a homework question on this, so I'm going to leave that one kind of alone for now. Let's go to number 8, though. So water cup in the shape of a cone. We talked about this in class today. What happens is as you fill the cone, the more you fill it, right, the larger the radius gets. So when it says the maximum diameter, that's the diameter of the circle formed on the top of the cone here. And this is 3 inches. The height here, okay, is 4 inches. And we want to do the volume, and notice that it also mentions cubic centimeters. That also helps us figure out the volume of our cone. Remember, a cone is like a cylinder, except it's a third. So the third of the area base, pi r squared, times the height. All right? And the problem we have now is we're doing cubic centimeters, and they're giving us the inches. So we need to make it from inches into cubic centimeters. So 3 inches, and if you go back to the first page, you can see cubic centimeters, or centimeters, is right up here. Thank you, Ella. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So we're going to do convert, so times, inches are going to cancel, centimeters are top, 2.54 over 1, then we multiply through. So that's 12, carry the 1 is 15, 16, carry the 1, and that's 7.62 centimeters. Thank you. Okay. Here we have 4 inches. We're going to do the same thing. 2.54 centimeters on top, inches on the bottom. We multiply 16, 21, 2, 8, 10, 10.16 centimeters. Now, remember, this was the diameter, and this was the height. So for the radius, we actually want half of that, which is 3.81. Then we're going to plug in. So 1/3 pi times 3.81 squared times 10.16, and then we'll fill that in for ourselves here, which we'll do a little bit later because we don't have a calculator right now.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll
Let's
go
get
get
the
a calculator in the drawers.
Go get my stuff.
Oh.
Okay, Molly wishes to make a lawn ornament from a solid sphere. The clay being used weighs 0.7 pounds per cubic inch. Okay, and the sphere's radius is 1/2 a foot. What is the weight of the sphere to the nearest pound? So, 2 things we're doing. Number 1, it mentions cubic inches, which is the volume in terms of inches, and it's giving us feet. Okay, so it's going to kind of help us out here in a minute because it's kind of an easy conversion off of this. Let's calculate this one out though. So it's 1/3 times pi times 3.81. This is the last question squared times 10.16. Enter.
That looks like a real calculator.
It is a real calculator.
Oh,
It's called an emulator.
It's on your phone.
I know.
It's not a real calculator. It's a phone.
All right then. And there's our answer. Okay? All right. So for this one, we're doing cubic inches and we have feet. So we really need to switch feet into inches. So if you're doing, we know what we're doing, right? 0.5 feet times, right? And you should already know this, that there's 12 inches in a foot. So this is actually just equal to 6 inches. Okay? If you need to do the conversion, you can multiply it by, once again, like 12 over 1, feet over inches over feet, and we'll cancel that out. So here we want to do volume. We're talking about a sphere. The formula is 4/3 pi times r cubed, and then we'll plug in pi times 6 cubed. And for our purposes, we'll leave it in terms of pi for right now. We want that exact answer, and then we're going to calculate off of that. So 4/3, right? We're not going to ignore the pi. We're going to do 6 cubed here, and we get 288. So this is 288 pi inches cubed. If you're wondering, this is 904, get out of there, 0.77868842. So really, this is how many cubic inches we have. We know for every 1 cubic inch, we have 0.75 pounds. So really, what we want to do is to get our weight here, is to take 288 pi, that 904 and change, and multiply it times 0.075 pounds. And this will give us what we're looking for, okay? So we're going to multiply times 0.075, and there's our answer. And it says nearest pound, so 67.8. That would give us 68 pounds. Okay? Ooh, look at that. Nice. It is. Look at who this is right there. Who's that person? We don't want to show everybody. Okay? All right, because there's other people on there. A barrel of fuel oil is a right circular cylinder where the inside measurements of the barrel are a diameter of 2.25 inches and a height of 33.5 inches. And then once again, here it says there's 231 cubic inches, so that's implying volume, in the liquid gallon. So 1 gallon has this many inches. We want to know how many gallons of fuel are in a barrel. So we have a barrel. Okay. The height is 33.5. The diameter across is 22.5. So the radius is half of that, which means it's 11.25. All right. And then all we're going to do is calculate the volume. So area of the base, pi r squared, times the height. So pi times 11.25 squared times 33.5 is going to give us our volume. All right. So 11.25 squared times 33.5, and we get this number right here. And there's a pi attached to this, so just be careful. All right. So that's our actual volume in terms of cubic inches: 13,319.86198 inches cubed. So if for every 231 of these we have 1 gallon, we would just divide this out by 231, and that'll give us the amount of gallons. And this is nearest tenth, so the next number after the decimal point here is we're just going to divide it by 231, and then we'll round it out from here. So this is 57.7 gallons, and we're good to go. The one on the back and the one I'll talk to you about, this one is the same as number 7 over here. It's just be careful. This is giving you ounces of salt per liter. So this is like 1.2 ounces per 1 liter. And then down here, it's giving you gallons per 1 pound. So this is, we want to convert this into gallons per pound. The problem with that is actually when you do pounds of salt, this is pounds per gallon. So when you do this, the first thing I want to warn you is you need to flip this over. It needs to be 1 liter over 1.2 ounces to solve this question, okay? And then you're going to do your conversion. So multiply to get rid of the ounces first. We want to turn ounces into pounds. And then you want to multiply to convert the liters into gallons. So liters on the bottom, gallons up top. Okay? And then you guys will be on your way. And then choose accordingly. And I'll see you tomorrow. Say bye, Ella.
Bye.